Hey, listen, congratulations to Eastern Michigan. They're a very good football team. I watched the Michigan State game from a year ago, and if you watch that game, Michigan State, I think they won the conference, or certainly was one of the highly nationally ranked teams, and so we knew that we were playing a team that was capable and could move the football and had players. If you looked at their how they played, they have players, and the their punter average is 47 yards coming into the contest. So I'm glad that we responded the way we did. Certainly, we were not perfect. We had our first turnover of the year, but felt like the offense took the first two possessions right down and scored. Really ways to manage the second possession better when we got three, and we're in position to drive it out and kind of get it off of our back in our own area, back in our own territory, and we turn it over and lead to a 7-pointer, and then really we come right back and get three, and then we score again on the opening drive. So it is some things that were very positive. Wish we had not dropped balls, but we'll work on that again and kind of reaffirm that desire to throw and catch. But we rushed for just under 400 yards, 399. We threw for 80. We'd have thrown for 200 or 150, one of those two numbers, for had we just caught balls. And nice to have a back that sets an all-time SEC record. He's the first back to rush for 200 yards in 3 consecutive games, and that's Leonard Fournette. Nice to put the other backs in, see that they're talented guys too. Got some second-team defense in and played the back end of the quarter, and offensively played the back end of the fourth quarter as well with the second team. So really looking forward to sinking our teeth into a SEC opponent, and an opponent that will have to play well on the road, South Carolina, and Coach Spurrier. So questions?
Coach Miles, up 6.5. Talk about Leonard giving that jolt right at the beginning of the third quarter, 75-yard touchdown run. Kind of ease the tension there for the fans and for your team.
Yeah, well, Leonard's liable to do that at any time. I mean, there's not a time where you hand him a ball that he doesn't have an opportunity to hit a home run, and I kind of would anticipate that some of those things would happen. Maybe even in the first half. So.
So close to that record again there. You got pulled at the end there. I guess you don't even care about that kind of stuff. That Leonard was close to breaking Allie's record again.
Well, we certainly don't want to get him tired going into South Carolina. Hey, listen, we broke Allie's record, but we want him to be really, really fresh for South Carolina. So.
Yes, you're unbeaten so far, but what is the thing that concern you right now? The last 2 games seem to kind of hung around.
Yeah, I think the things that bother me are very fixable. The good news is we came off the game very healthy. I don't like I still like the penalties, and I'm more threatening than I've been. So It'll be interesting to see, what these look like. Again, this is the second in a row that we had the helmet come off and the guy continue to play. So now the problem with it is what happens is that helmet is ripped off a guy's, head, and then he just is locked up in a block, and the guy that rips his helmet off is, he's going to take for a ride, and he can't disengage. Well, he can, and that's what we're going to have to get him taught. So we're were offsides defensively a couple of times. Arden Key certainly one, and Kendall Beckwith one, which, you can't have those. You got to have a smart defense, otherwise you'd be drawing offsides in all key times in the game. The turnover in the pass, the pass protection, sack, to me were, the real issues. And I think it's something that we can fix.
Did you anticipate Leonard carrying the ball 26 times a night, or was that just game played out? I mean, you were trying to get Brandon somewhere.
I promise you, I am not going to stop a back once he's in flow and feel of the game. Okay, and it sometimes takes some time to wear a defense down and find that backside cut, and explosively jump cut to the front side, and again, there's some advantages to be that back that comes in the fourth quarter, because that first back, he's taking a lot out of that defense, and so I'm not gonna commit to taking him out until I feel like victory's assured, or that we have to keep him fresh for the next week. So
Les, what'd you see out of Brandon tonight?
I said I really enjoyed the peas. The peas that of course that was at dinner. The peas that we had were really green. They were really. I mean, I just kind of. Did you? That's.
Who are you talking about?
Well, you said to me what I said
No, we
tonight.
didn't see the Brandon tonight.
What? I was at dinner.
Oh.
Okay. Did you want like the
we
fourth
just-
quarter or the end of the game, or I mean, if you kind of narrow it in on what time? I mean, I said, hey, I like your suit. I mean, there's a lot of things I said to him.
From the start of the game to the end of the game?
Oh man, there's a lot of things there. So, care for some water? No. The comfort of play. Understand that sometimes that one, the back end where we fumble was created and they scored. That's not necessarily his. It's not something he could own, and I'd say things that would put him in, hey, I strive, stay with it. And there's nothing that he can do to correct, when you hit a guy dead in the hands and he doesn't bring it in. So I didn't say much to him negative at all. So he did exactly what we needed him to do. And I'd like for him to take care of that ball and have a pocket presence that allows him to take a sack and not take a turnover.
What's your message to the receiver group this week?
Well, we're gonna throw it and catch it, and it's just that simple. It's not something that we're going to take, and they're going to continue to block, and I like some of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the group is very talented, and I think that they'll come out and play. So I think that they'll play big at South Carolina. I think at times no matter what the coach says, it's not the name that just rings that competitive fever in you. When you're playing a team that it's not a conference opponent, and it's not necessarily So I think they take for granted the snaps. So that'll be my message to them. Don't do that.
Plus, did they give you the right energy from the start? It was 20-14 at halftime.
Yeah, and I like the way the defense came out. Defense came out and played strong. I mean, we started fast and really should have been 21 zip. So.
How about on the back end, the turnovers by the defense in the second half? Deion Jones, the pick six, and then Tolliver, taking the end zone.
I think Tolliver was just a great play, and Deion, great anticipation, and he ended up in the end zone before anybody knew that it was gone, right? So, two big plays. We got 3 turnovers from the defense and gave them 1. So, anytime that we end up with that kind of turnover margin, we'll consider ourselves fortunate.
Considering that Debo's a special teams player these last 3 years. What can you say about his start to this season?
Yeah, I think we're really, with some of our guys, improving, and he'd certainly be one. We're going to get some alignments squared away on him. I think his alignments and some calls were a little errant, but I think he's coming.
Any concerns about the defense? And again, the second half kind of tailing off a little bit.
Well, it's very difficult to line up against a team that practices and has talent, and I think they gave up. Let's see, they gave up 256 yards, 255 yards total offense. I want you to know something. That's pretty impressive. I mean, it's tough to do that against air, So, do I wish the defense was more dominant? Sure, but I think legitimately they had a gaff that on missed coverage for a big touchdown pass, and then in one drive, and that's it. So if we don't turn the ball over and they're in, it's a much different game.
Coach,
Coach, has time for one more.
15 pass attempts came on first down. How important is that you become effective on first down throwing the ball?
Well, I think that there's a percentage that you're going to be really comfortable with on third down, and then there's a percentage you're going to be really comfortable with on first down. We turn to first down throws. We feel that's an optimal time to throw. I mean, play action is honored, and it's something that we want to do more of.
Thanks, Coach.